All right, here we have the 1/72 tie striker in front of us. I'm going to go ahead and do the other tie striker kit, the 1/44 scale as well. Let's just do a tie striker video, shall we? Now, when I first opened this box, I saw those solar panels and went, wow. And if you take a look at them, you can see why. Through that bag, they are beautiful. Now, we got some clear parts in this bag. I don't really want to open it too much, but I'm going to, because I want to look at those panels. Okay? And you can look at them and look at that gloss and shine, and those won't require any paint other than they're a little scratched in one spot, which that's a tide mark from molding. The only way to get rid of that's paint, so you're going to have to put some paint on there, whether you like it or not. I don't want to, but with those tide marks, you're stuck with it. There's no way around it. That's a shame, too. And yep, this one's got them, too. But let's hope that detail shows up through a paint job, because they're beautiful. And they couldn't have been better. Hey, they could be better. You didn't have the tide marks, they'd be perfect. With no question about it. Okay, we got our effect parts, the body of the ship. I'm going to be honest with you guys, and of course we have our decals, because Star Wars models, unless they're the mini kits, come with decals and stickers. They come with both kinds. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not a fan of this kit. The TIE Striker, no. I don't like it. It's weird looking to me. I don't get it. I understand. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be an atmosphere only craft. And that's why it looks the way it does. The panels are supposed to be its wings, serve dual purpose. Okay, there isn't a lot to look at here. The detail, this is up to Bandai standards. If you take a look at that, okay, definitely up to Bandai standards. It just looks like a good kit. I know I'm going through this one kind of fast. Well, there's a lot to it, apparently. And we have the display base, Star Wars Base 15, with your stickers if you want to go that route. Okay, let's take a look at the directions. Let's set the box aside for a moment. Okay, like usual, Bandai their directions look really good. They are coming out more in English. This one's half English, half Japanese. We do have a pilot that goes on the interior. It looks like the interior is going to be fairly well detailed. There isn't that many sprue to this guy. Let's take a look on the inside. Yeah, you don't get the back half of the ship. There is no interior detail for the back half. Not that we would really ever be able to see it anyhow. Okay. And taking a good look there, the interior goes together fairly quickly. You do have some clear glass on the back. So it has a window on the front and the back. So I don't know what you're going to see through the back. I could look through the sprue and find those parts real quick. We had them out a little bit ago. It doesn't look like there's anything for an interior on this thing. It does have a window and 2 hatches. And you do have molded glass to go around them. See, the molded glass is there, and the windows are there, and the other 2 hatches are there. Okay, so it does have that, but I don't see any real interior for that rear glass, so to speak. Most of the glass is on the front. I mean, you have the 2 front ones there, and then you have a rear one back here. Oh, that's not glass. That's just saying don't cut that part off. Okay, so there we go. And then the wings go together really quick. And then you glue the wings on and put it on the base. And the base is somewhat posable like most Bandai bases. And then they're showing effect parts. Okay. On the back you have your painting guide. And they have color calls in both English and Japanese. The stickers and decal sheets are identical. Most of the decals go on the inside, and it shows you their placement on the inside, and I'm pretty sure most of those are those little red glowy triangle things that you have. Yep, they are. They're the little red glowy triangle things that you have on your typical interior for a TIE fighter. Okay? So lighting this thing would be interesting indeed if you were to even attempt it. There's room to do it on the inside, unlike the TIE Fighters. The 1/72nd TIE Fighter, I don't even think I'd want to try to light that. Too tiny. So there you go. There's a look at the TIE Striker 1/72nd scale. Solar panels are very good on this thing. Very, very good. Now let's look at the U-Wing Fighter and TIE Striker set. Okay? Same size box, but you're getting 4 models here. And this time, you're going to have some painting, whether you like it or not, because the solar panels, or heat radiation panels, are molded in one color. So to make that look right, you're going to have to paint it. But they are just as good and just as nice as the other ones, from the looks of it. And also, most of the TIE Strikers in one bag, and most of the U-Wings in another bag. They're pretty much separated out, from the looks of it. And it looks like we have red effect parts for the TIE Striker this time. But here's the wings. They are molded as one unit. All the glass is here for the U-Wing. It doesn't look like we get glass for the TIE Striker, although that is open. This is U-Wing landing gear, I'm sure. And parts of the U-Wing are here. We'll have to look and see if there's any other clear panels on this thing. But I don't see any for the TIE Striker. Maybe they decided the smaller scale, it wasn't worth putting glass on it. But the U-Wing's a much larger ship, so they put it anyhow. We will see. You get 2 Star Wars Base 15s hooked together on one sprue. So now you see they actually make them in big sets at the factories. You also get a sticker sheet and a decal sheet for both. Now I haven't found the window for the TIE Striker yet, and it may not have one. But it does have a cutout where it goes, okay? The upper and lower hatches, I haven't found molded into anything yet, but you're not going to have much of an interior at this scale. You're just not. Let me set that aside. Let's look in here, see what we got. This is going to be the U-Wing. We have the pilots for the U-Wing. There is no glass. The wings are there, the engines are there, the engines are molded in one piece. You can see that they're doing, here, let me pull it out of the bag. You can see that they're using some pinouts when they mold that engine. Okay. They use some sort of pin to go in. Here, let me pull it up here. So you can see the interior on this side. And if I move the camera enough, you can see the interior on that side. Okay? They did well with those engines. They look really good. Molding is good. Let's look at the wings on this. Are nice. It's going to make a nice model. And you can see it's a big ship. In 1/44th, it's large. They probably didn't want to do it in 1/72nd. It would be too big. Well, it's a multi-person ship. Come on, you. Well, I'll put it in the bag later. And then we get tanks here. The tanks, being 1/44 scale, are not going to be real large. So let's open them up. This is a true unboxing video. I'm opening the plastic bags. And let me get rid of this. We get a nice painted background that's white, but a white background looks good on black sprue. So we're going there. Okay, so you can see the tank layout there. The tank looks good. It's going to be something for a lot of painting because these, they quit trying to mold these in color. The 2 sprue are not completely identical. Okay, wouldn't surprise me if you have some U-Wing parts on here, like there are some guns on this one. Okay, it looks like there's some engine parts. Well, they're on both. But anyhow, take a look at the parts. They are molded very well, just like Bandai always does. We get to our directions. I know I'm going real fast with this one, but I don't want this to be a 30-minute video. It easily could be. Opening it up, it shows we have 2 bases, 2 tanks, a TIE Striker, and a U-Wing. And it shows the sprue map. Now I'm going to pay attention a little bit when we get to certain parts. The wings will rotate by the looks at it because it's telling you to be careful when you assemble it and check it. Okay? I'm sure there are some directions on not gluing. And it looks like that U-wing is going to go together really fast. There isn't too many parts to it. Okay? And then you add it to the base. And the effect parts go with the U-wing. And it has optional landing gear, so you can build it with landing gear and not on the stand. And then on the TIE Striker, there is a part that goes on the front. It's part C1, and if we go back to the sprue map and we look for part C1, it's a black frame, so there is going to be no windows on the TIE Striker. Yep, found it. It's right there. So there's the nose cone for the TIE Striker. No windows. Okay? I don't want to focus, does it? There it goes. No windows on the TIE Striker. That's what we were looking for. Anyhow, the TIE Striker goes together really quick. This is like 7 parts. You're going to do a lot of paint to get that thing to look right, though. Because the solar panels have no paint. And then the mini tanks, they go together really quickly. They don't have very many parts from the look of it either. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. So it goes together very fast. Then you get your painting guide back over here, the Combat Assault Tank, the TIE Striker, and the U-Wing Fighter. Okay? And you have decals and lots of paint calls this time around, both English and Japanese. So there you go. This one is intended to come over to the US. They wouldn't print it in English and Japanese otherwise. And there's a look at the 2 sets. Now, if you're a painter and not a snap person, this model kit won't bother you too much because, well, there is some painting to be done. It isn't going to kill you. It isn't going to be crazy. Masking those wings isn't going to be that hard on that TIE Striker. Okay? Painting the tanks will be fun because they get to get weathered and beaten up because, well, they were dirty in the movie, so they should be dirty as models, right? Same thing with the U-Wing. The TIE Striker, though, should be clean. This is a nice set of models where you get to do different kinds of finishes on the same set. I'm just disappointed there's no glass for the TIE Striker, but it makes sense at that scale not to add any clear parts. It's too small of a scale. Okay? So I get it. I understand why. Well, putting everything back in its box, as you can see, because I won't be building these anytime soon. I am still working on... Ooh, almost left the decals out. That's not good. I am still working on the Enterprise and getting the lighting work done. Life has caught up with me and kept me from doing the things I desire. I'm doing the things I need to do instead. All right, I'll be back in a little while.